Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to my channel, Sports Against the Grain. Shout out to my new subscribers that recently followed my channel. Great respect. I appreciate it. I guess people really like my Russell Westbrook video that I dropped a few days ago. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you're a Westbrook fan, if you're a Kings fan, I highly suggest you check out that video. But today, I'm going to report some devastating news. I'm sure everybody has heard it, but if a voice hasn't, Giannis Antetokounmpo, aka the Greek Freak, the Milwaukee Bucks assassin superstar, is out 2 to 4 weeks with a right strain calf injury. And this may not seem like a big deal to people when you just hear about this, but at the end of the 2023-24 season, he strained the same calf. I believe he strained his left calf. I'm gonna get right down to the nitty gritty of why this happened. It's wear and tear, man. He only played 3 minutes yesterday in his game against the Detroit Pistons, and it was a non-contact injury. He simply, I think he gave an assist to a teammate, and he was running back down court. He was still on the other side of the court, getting back on defense, and he suddenly went down and felt his calf, and he already knew he couldn't move really at first. He was stationary, and this happens to a lot of athletes who predicate their game on running and jumping at a high level, especially when they're carrying their team on their shoulders like Giannis, man. And I gotta blame Doc Rivers for this, man. Before I get into that, I'm gonna go over the box score and I'm gonna analyze why I'm blaming Doc Rivers. So the Bucks actually beat the Pistons 113 to 109 yesterday without Giannis, man. And this just shows the depth that the Bucks kind of have. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Porter Jr. just came back a few games ago. He dropped 26 and 7 rebounds. Sorry, 7 assists. Miles Turner only had 9. AJ Green at 19. Ryan Hollins, the G League sensation, he had 22. Bobby Portis had 13 off the bench. Jericho Sims, 15 off the bench. I'm not gonna sit here and say the Bucks are a championship contender. They're simply not. They're not, man. We all know this. They're currently in 10th place after this game. They're 10 and 13 on the year with the last playing spot. They have a tiebreaker with the Bulls for that last spot. The reason why I blame Doc Rivers for this is because he lets Giannis, for one thing, rest in the fourth quarter too long. It doesn't matter if there's a game where they're down 20 or if they're down 5. He does this long stretch. Even in the playoffs, I see it all the time. He'll sit out in the beginning of the fourth quarter and he won't come back at the 8 minute mark or the 9 minute mark. He'll come back like around 6 minutes, sometimes 5, 4 minutes. And it just shows that you play him too much in the first half and in the third quarter to open the second half of every ball game. And check this out, man. He leads the league this season once again in field goals made at 11, his fourth time in his career. 2-point field goals, 10 and a half a game, fifth time in his career, and 2-point field goal attempts at 16 a game. This is third time in his career he's done this. And last season, he led the league in free throw attempts of 10.6. He did it for the previous 3 seasons, man. Before I read off his stats, just that alone shows you how dominant this guy is. And if he ever were to develop a cold mid-range 15 to 20 footer, I believe he had a turnaround fadeaway last week, a few weeks ago, as a game winning fadeaway jumper. So he's slowly developing that part of his game, but we know he's an athletic player that relies on being at the rim and getting to the line. In 17 games this season, he's averaging 28.9, points a game, 10.1 rebounds, 6.1 assists, a rebound and a block, a career high 63.9% from the field, and a career high 43.5% from downtown. Giannis is improving at 30 years old, man. He's in his prime. He should not be having to carry a team like this, man. And this is the wear and tear that happens to players that do this. Jason Tatum had calf strains last year, led to his Achilles tear in the playoffs. Same thing with Halliburton in the finals. Damian Lillard, he had the blood clots. He had calf issues on the Bucks last year. Kobe Bean Bryant, it happened to him in 2013. I was watching that game live. Kevin Durant happened in 2019. Whenever your calf is strained like this, you got to sit out. Even if you think you're good, sit out, because if you come back too soon, your Achilles and your ankle is going to overcompensate that lack of pressure that your calf doesn't want to give, and this is where you see those torn Achilles. And I'm knocking on wood. I hope this doesn't happen to Giannis or really any other player ever, but it's inevitable in today's league because the game is so fast. The game is no longer a center back to the post type of game or mid range game amongst most players. Everything is 3 pointers and running down court. And in my humble opinion, man, I think Milwaukee needs to trade Giannis to a contender because it's very eerie. It's uncanny that earlier yesterday that was reported that Giannis, his agent, and his team are talking to the front office about what's best for Giannis. Get him traded to a contender or make some kind of blockbuster trade to get him a piece or two that he needs before a trade deadline in February. And some teams that could possibly get him are the Lakers, Hawks, Knicks, Spurs, and Blazers. I don't think he's going to go to the Blazers. I don't even know what team he's going to go to. I'm not going to speculate, but to give up a player like Giannis, you're going to have to give up your second or third best player by default with about 4 to 7 draft picks, man. He's a top three, top four player. I would say Luka Doncic, Joker, and SGA are quote unquote better than him, would you will. But he's right in the same discussion, man, because he's the most dominant player in the NBA. He is literally a Jurassic Park T Rex basketball player. It's exciting watching him play. He takes the ball, runs down court, he's dunking, he's throwing the ball. He's averaging 6 assists a game, man. Like for the past couple of years, he's been distributing the ball. Teams trap the lane, they clog the paint because they know he's not a consistent shooter, but he can get streaky at times. And I just mentioned he's shooting 43.5% from three, taking only about 1 3 a game. So he's very strategic with the amount of threes he takes. He has great shot selection. He gets to the line. He's shooting 63.5% on the year. That's never been his strong suit. But he can get on runs where he can make 4 or 7 in a row in the game. He's already done it several times this year. I just really hope that this injury isn't a sign of what's worse to come. I think as long as he's rested, he'll be utilized properly no matter where he goes. As far as him leaving, I think the Atlanta Hawks will be a good move. That they can get rid of Trey Young for him and some role players and some draft picks. I don't think the Lakers will pull the trigger. They already look great with Luka and Austin Reeves, and you can't trade LeBron at his age. And even if you did, like, you know, Giannis is just in his prime right now. And then the Knicks will have to get rid of Cat and Bridges. They're not getting rid of Brunson. The Spurs are not getting rid of Wemby. You got to get rid of Fox, who just got there last season. And Stephon Castle and some draft picks. And the Blazers, I don't really know who they have. Scoot Henderson, a 35-year-old Drew Holiday. I no disrespect to him. He's having a great year, but I just hope Giannis is cool. I hope the Milwaukee Buck fans are okay because they lost Damian Lillard last year and he went back to Portland. So it'll be kind of strange to see him and Giannis reunite in that way, going from Milwaukee to Portland. But seriously, man, this is a top 5 player, top 3 player. on any given night, the best player. And the Bucks better make a move soon, man, because time's run out. Giannis ain't getting no younger. He got one ring in 2021, beating the Suns. But until next time, this is Sports Against the Grain. I'm out.